Hi, I'm Pastor Sheila Bouie-Sledge, inspirational speaker and pastor. Would like to share with you today something very important to me. That's friendship, authentic friendship. I was actually reading a book that said authentic faith was great to have as a Christian, and I began to read about two guys who were in a trench together as they were, of course, in service and serving their country, our country. They were having the greatest time becoming friends because they were away from home the very first time in their lives. Interesting enough, this was the first time they had ever had an address that was a P.O. box. This is the first time they had ever, been away from family for years and years and ever traveled so far away. But they were loyal to the United States government and to their families and friends, and they believed serving was a great way in the military to show that loyalty and faithfulness. They knew they had love back home, but as friends in the trench, they needed each other, so they found each other and they were good to each other. Unfortunately, one night they were told to leave the trench and go and attack the enemy. They both left and it got very furious. The fighting was awful. They were separated. And then when they were called to retreat back to the trench, only one of them returned. The one that returned said out loud, "Where's my friend? Where's my friend?" He walked the trench from head to toe and there was no friend. Then he turned to the commanding officer and said, "I'm on my way back out there." The commanding officer stood in front of him and said, "Absolutely no. You're not going back out there. It's not worth the risk." He felt so deflated. He waited till the officer's back was turned and he went out there. He found his friend. He found his friend, said a few words, grabbed him, and drug him back. Unfortunately, between the place where he found his friend and the trench, his friend passed away. But he drug his body into the trench. The commanding officer was so furious, so outrageously loud with him. He asked in front of all the men, "Now are you satisfied? Tell me it was worth it. Just tell me that it was worth it." And the guy looked at the officer and said, "It was worth it. Because when he looked at me, he said, 'I knew you would come.'" Sometimes in my heart, I hear myself struggling with something. And when I pray, I now say to God, "I know you'll come." It may not be when I want it. It may not turn out to be the most perfect timing according to my time schedule. But it's nice to know that somebody will come. I hope you have a wonderful day.